Good morning, everyone. I'm excited to welcome you to today's presentation. Today, we'll be exploring a fascinating story titled The Thief's Story. This is the first slide, which is our cover slide. On this slide, you see the title, The Thief's Story, which hints at the intriguing tale we'll delve into. We'll also briefly go over what you can expect from this presentation, analyzing the story's themes, characters, and lessons. So, let's get started and discover what makes this story so compelling. Let's take a closer look at the contents of this slide. First, we see that the chapter is structured into several sections, starting with an introduction to the chapter itself. Then, we move into summaries of different parts, such as 4.1 and 4.2, which help us grasp the main ideas covered earlier. Next, there's a focus on characters, which are essential for understanding the story's development. We also have a section dedicated to the theme of the story, highlighting the central message or lesson the author wants to convey. Additionally, the slide touches on vocabulary, including illustrations to clarify key terms and the overall importance of vocabulary in enhancing comprehension. Lastly, there's a segment about the author, giving us some background that enriches our understanding of the work. All these elements come together to give us a comprehensive overview of the chapter, emphasizing how each part connects to deepen our understanding of the story and its components. Ruskin Bond, born on the 19th of May, 1934, is a renowned Indian author with British roots. He currently resides in Lander, Mussoorie, India. Throughout his career, he has received prestigious awards like the Sahitya Akademi Award, the Padma Shri, and the Padma Bhushan, which highlight his significant contribution to literature. Many of his works are deeply influenced by life in the hill stations at the foothills of the Himalayas, reflecting his childhood experiences there. His first novel, The Room on the Roof, was written when he was just 17 years old and published when he turned 21. Having been a writer for over 5 decades, Bond has experimented with various genres. His early works mainly included fiction, short stories, and novellas, some of which are autobiographical. As his writing evolved, he also explored nonfiction, horror, romance, and books aimed at children. All these elements come together to show how versatile and dedicated he is as a writer, and how his personal experiences have shaped his literary journey. So, what actually happens at the end of the story? Does the boy betray the trust that Anil places in him? Or does he manage to succeed in his plan to steal from Anil? These are the questions we need to think about. Anil, as a character, trusts him completely and even employs him, which shows how much he believes in giving someone a chance. The Thief's Story is about a 15-year-old thief who keeps changing his name every month just to stay ahead of the police and his past employers. This time, he has chosen the name Hari Singh. He approaches a 25-year-old writer named Anil, asking if he can work for him. The story explores whether this young thief can truly change and if Anil's trust can be misplaced or well-placed. It's a compelling look at trust, deception, and the possibility of redemption, which ties into the larger themes of the presentation. All right, let's take a closer look at the characters in our story. First, we have Anil, a struggling writer. He's someone who faces many challenges in his pursuit of success, often battling self-doubt and financial difficulties. His character helps us understand the human side of perseverance and the obstacles that come with chasing a creative dream. Next, we have Hari Singh, a small-time thief. His character introduces us to the idea that circumstances or choices can lead people down unexpected paths. He's not a major villain, but rather a person caught in a cycle of survival and quick decisions. Together, these characters exemplify different facets of human nature and the diverse backgrounds that influence their actions. Recognizing these characters allows us to explore broader themes like morality, ambition, and the social environment that shapes their lives. This connection to the overall theme helps us see how individual stories reflect larger societal issues. Let's take a closer look at what happens in this part of the story. Hari Singh, who's actually a small-time thief, approaches Anil, a struggling writer, while he's watching a wrestling match. Now, it's interesting to note that Hari Singh keeps changing his name throughout the story. He does this to avoid getting caught by the police or his former employers. But here's the thing, his real name isn't revealed, which adds a layer of mystery to his character. As for his approach, Hari Singh begins by trying to flatter Anil, attempting to grab his attention. Once he manages to do that, he directly asks Anil for a job. Anil, however, is straightforward and refuses, explaining that he simply can't afford to pay him. But what's fascinating is Hari Singh's persistence. He continues to push, and this persistence makes Anil reconsider the situation. Eventually, they come to an agreement. Hari Singh will cook for Anil, and in return, Anil will feed him and provide a place to stay. This arrangement highlights a key theme of the story. Sometimes, unlikely alliances form through persistence and mutual benefit, even between people from very different backgrounds. Overall, this scene shows how characters, strategies, flattery, persistence, negotiation play a crucial role in the development of their relationship. It also ties into the larger narrative about survival, adaptability, and the complex ways people negotiate their circumstances. One day, Anil comes back with a bundle of notes that he has earned by selling his book to a publisher. Hari Singh, noticing this, begins to plan. He decides that he will make his move that very night and steal the money. This plan, however, goes on for about a month. During this time, Anil's earnings are not very much, so Hari Singh doesn't get a real chance to steal anything. Instead, he spends his days cooking, buying groceries, and sometimes making a rupee or two from the money Anil gives him for vegetables and other essentials. What's interesting is that Anil has even taken the time to teach Hari Singh to write his name. And soon, he'll be teaching him to write full sentences. Hari Singh feels really excited about this progress. He believes that once he knows how to write sentences, he will be able to achieve even greater things. This story highlights themes of patience, small progress, and the importance of learning, which are all key to understanding the bigger picture of growth and opportunity. Now he was feeling truly miserable about stealing from the very man who had trusted him. Suddenly, a memory struck him, how full sentences could earn him respect in society. That realization made him decide to go back to Anil, even if it was just to learn how to write proper sentences. He found himself alone on the deserted platform, with nowhere to go. He kept walking and eventually reached the Maidan. Out of nowhere, a sudden rain drenched him, and he quickly took shelter under a clock tower. That night, Hari Singh managed to steal the money and sneak out of the house. He ran to the station, where he saw a train just about to leave. He almost boarded it, but then something inside him told him not to. And surprisingly, he didn't get on that train. This moment is crucial because it shows his internal struggle and growth. Despite the temptation to escape, he chooses to stay and face his situation. It's a turning point that connects to the overall theme of honesty, integrity, and self-awareness. So in the end, Hari Singh actually feels genuinely happy to be in Anil's company. It's a moment of real connection between them. Now, here's something interesting. Hari Singh finds that 50 rupee note still damp from the rain the night before. And as he looks at it, he suddenly realizes that Anil knows everything about what he did, but he's chosen not to say anything. That shows a lot about Anil's character, his understanding, and his quiet acceptance. The very next morning, Anil hands Hari Singh a 50 rupee note and tells him that from now on, he will be paid regularly. It's a sign of trust and a step towards respect. Plus, Anil also mentions that he will start teaching Hari Singh how to write full sentences, beginning that very day. That's a crucial moment, an opportunity for growth and learning, and it highlights the theme of transformation and hope. Hari Singh then goes back to Anil's house. Quietly, he manages to keep the damp notes at the same place where he had stolen them earlier. That subtle act shows that he's beginning to understand the importance of honesty and integrity. Overall, this part of the story emphasizes themes of reconciliation, trust, and the potential for change, which are central to the larger message of the presentation. Let's take a moment to look at some useful vocabulary related to weather and previous states. First, we have drizzle, which describes light rain, when it's not pouring heavily but just a gentle, steady sprinkle. Next, there's fits and starts. a phrase that captures the idea of something happening intermittently, stopping suddenly and then starting again, like a pattern of inconsistency. When we say former, we're talking about something that existed previously or earlier, often used to compare with what is current. These words are important because they help us describe situations more precisely, whether we're talking about weather conditions or changes over time. Understanding these terms can really improve how we communicate about the world around us, and they tie into our overall theme of describing and understanding different states and conditions effectively. Clock towers are a fascinating example of specific types of buildings that combine functionality with architectural beauty. They house turret clocks, which are those large, prominent clocks often seen on city centers or historical buildings. These clocks are usually mounted on the upper exterior walls of the tower, making them visible from a distance. You'll notice that a key feature of clock towers is having one or more clock faces on these upper walls, allowing people from different directions to see the time easily. This design not only serves a practical purpose, but also often becomes a landmark or symbol for the area. So, when we think about clock towers, we're really looking at structures that blend utility with aesthetic appeal, and they play an important role in both the history and identity of many communities. Guilt gnaws at Hari Singh's heart and soul after he has stolen from the man who trusted him the most. It's this feeling of guilt, combined with a desire for a better future, that leads to a surprising turn in the story and ultimately motivates Hari Singh to return to Anil. His betrayal, however, isn't unexpected. From the very beginning, we get the sense that Hari Singh might steal someday. It's almost inevitable that he'll find a chance to do so. Anil, on the other hand, trusts Hari Singh deeply. He even shares his house with him, giving him an extra key so he can come and go freely. This story is really about human relations, kindness, trust, betrayal, aspirations, and guilt. There's an unspoken affection between Anil and Hari Singh, shown not through words but through their actions. For example, Anil teaches Hari Singh to write, and doesn't mind if he steals a rupee or two from the grocery bills now and then. All these elements highlight the complex nature of human relationships and how trust can be both fragile and strong at the same time. And ultimately, it's this theme that ties the story together, showing us how human emotions and connections shape our choices and our lives.